This is going to be your weekly tarot and oracle relationship reading. If it's meant for you, it's meant for you. We're going to take a look at the energies you may have been experiencing in the previous days, energies currently, and what may be coming up in the upcoming days. So as I'm sitting here filming this, it is Friday, and there's a sense of relief in a way that the week is over. I do think that, as per usual, the emotions have been really running high, and there's been these tests coming at everybody for their patience and, strength to get through any difficult times. I just want to remind everybody that patience is not waiting. We don't wait on anything. What we do is we live our life. We do what we got to do. We don't try to control things, and we see how things unfold. Now, it is a very sunny day right now. There's actually been a shift in the weather here. I know I always give you a little weather update, but it does reflect a bit of the energy in the air, So there is some sunshine. I do feel like there is a bit of calm today. On the other hand, from a spicy perspective, you might be noticing a little bit of passion in the pants, or a lot. There are some Mars aspects that bring a little fire to the body today. And I will say that there is a bit of illusion in the air as well, so you do have to be careful with that. But overall, take the rest you need if you need it. If you feel the urge to get out and do something, do whatever feels good, okay? So let's take a look at some overall themes and messages for this reading today. Now, I do think that last week's reading was pretty interesting because it felt like the masculine energy was actually a little bit ahead. They were making some moves, and I'm curious to see how that will unfold this week. Now, let's see. Overall, we have quickly pick up the pace so you can catch the wave. Very interesting. I'm not saying rush anything. I don't want anybody to rush anything or to embark on something spontaneously without totally thinking about it. Again, it depends on the situation, but I would say that it's okay to pick up the pace a little. We can't stay in limbo forever, or sit in the slow lane. Every now and again, we got to get up and go. So let's see how that plays out into the reading today. I am actually very, very curious. Now, here we have the True Heart Hidden Feelings cards. Let's kind of see what we need to know. And we have Romance. Wants to court you. Old-fashioned outlook. Chemistry and intrigue. This could be kind of an old school love, almost like traditional, but at the same time, maybe it's picking up some pace. And with that, we have Leap Forward. Seize the moment and let yourself be loved fully. I love what it says there. Let yourself be loved. This doesn't mean you have to rush anything necessarily. Like, leaping forward doesn't mean you have to do anything super, super fast, but what it is telling you is to be open. Being open is taking a step, is showing some movement, showing some progress. It's very hard sometimes for people to allow themselves to be loved because that's old programming, right? That's, childhood wounds or past relationships that have hurt us. And I always say, what choice do we have? Really, what choice do we have? But we have one life to live, so we've got to live it. And sometimes that means, catch the wave, or that means, feel the chemistry, feel the love, allow a bit of it into your life and see what happens. I mean, really, what do we have to lose at a certain point? And depending on the situation, could it ever get any worse? If you've ever been in that low position, which I have been, sometimes there's nowhere to go but up. So, what do we have to lose by allowing ourselves to truly be open? And when I say truly open, really allowing new energies in your life. That means sparking new experiences, meeting new people, giving yourself the opportunity for something new, okay? A lot of people have perceived openness where they say, yeah, I'm open, sure. If somebody asks me on that date, I'll go, and most of the time it's not really openness. It's more like, I want it to be the way I want it, or I want to configure the person to exactly what I want, or the situation to be exactly what I want, and it doesn't work like that. The universe gives us what we need, not necessarily what we want. or even who we want. Sometimes somebody can come into your life completely unexpectedly. They weren't your type, or they weren't, what you imagined, and then all of a sudden it becomes like the greatest love story. So be open. You never know what can come your way. Ask for what you want or better. And I know so many people say, well, could there really be better? Yes, absolutely there can be. Okay? I know this personally. I talk to so many people. Anything is possible. And that's where it starts. You have to believe that anything is possible. So let's take a look at the before tarot. This is going to be the energies you may have experienced in your connection in the previous days. What we're going to do is look in your headspace, your person's headspace, your heart space, their heart space, overall energy and underlying energy. And of course, feel free to swap sides if it makes more sense. So in previous days in your headspace, we have here the Seven of Pentacles. Well, the Seven of Pentacles is some worry and anxiety. It basically means that you need to tend to your garden. You know that things are not going to harvest overnight. I haven't said it in a while. You can't go busting out the Miracle Grow and think that you're going to have fruit and vegetables tomorrow. You can't go and rush a pregnancy. The baby's going to take approximately 9 months. That's what feminine energy is. It's nurturing and trusting the process. Okay? So in other words, know that you will harvest in due time. But there's no way to change that process. And so let's see what else. Excuse me. Well, there you go. Trust the process. There's that Knight of Pentacles. You have 2 cards here that are basically saying things are slow, very slow. And that's okay. But you need to trust that everything will work out exactly the way that it's supposed to. Now, already you have 2 cards here on this side that are tangible, right? Coins or pentacles. So things you can actually see. That doesn't mean things aren't going on behind the surface or behind the scenes or underground in regards to your garden. You don't see the roots. You don't know how much growth there is, right? So let's see in your person's headspace what they may have been experiencing. And look at this. We have the Seven of Wands. It's interesting because the Seven of Wands is saying, are you on the offensive or are you on the defensive? This is possibly picking some battles. But it's also about making a move. And I'm reminded of this card here, where it says, pick up the pace so you can catch the wave. It's almost like there's this prayer, this asking for a prayer, maybe even a sign that things are going to get better, 7-7 could also be an angel number that you're seeing, because there you go, there's the 7-7. And with that, we have here the 9 of Swords. Yeah, this person is in worry and anxiety. And I'm not surprised. The energies are tense, intense, whatever way you want to describe it. I'm curious in the comments, how are you feeling? I mean, what is your word of the week or word of the day, word of the whatever? How are you feeling? What's even the phrase, if that makes more sense? But in your heart space here, we have the 8 of Wands. This is manifestation. This is shooting your shot. This is communication. Clearly communicating as well. You're getting better maybe at communication, expressing your needs. And there's the 10 of Wands. You're tired. The energy is very tiring lately. This is mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally exhausted. And time to put the burdens down. Maybe you haven't done that yet, but you're thinking about it. And in your person's heart space, King of Pentacles. I love this because this is getting ready for that abundance. It's a long road. It's embarking on a very long journey, but yet so rewarding. It's worth it. You have to ask yourself, is it worth it? What's worth it to you about the situation you're currently in or the situations that you're currently dealing with? And there's a decision here, and there's a preparation for that decision and contemplation, maybe worry about that decision. I would say this, every time I see the 2 of Swords or a card that indicates decision, I say, are you in the old, are you in the new? I cringe every time I say it because I can't stop repeating it, but it's so true. Because anytime I have to make a decision, I think about the way I used to do things and the way I currently do things and the way I want to do things in the future. So it really depends on your perspective. Now, overall energies here, we have the Hanged Man. And yeah, things may feel, or they may have felt like they were in limbo. And with that, we have, there you go, the Two of Pentacles. Another decision card in a way, because this is making a tangible decision to simplify your life. You know, I always ask with this card, what's at the top of your priority list? You know, and ultimately that should be you. Now, 2-2 could be an angel number you're seeing. There's the Page of Pentacles, preparing an offer. I do believe there is that offer coming. And there's the Sun, there's the yes, the confirmation. It will. It will. The sun always rises. That is something we know. That is a guarantee. Now, let's take a look at the current energies. And today I wanted to use the Light Seers Tarot. I know it's a favorite of many people, but in particular, when I thought of the title, the Light Seers, you know, we're seeing the light. There's the sun. The sun is coming. So let's see. Let's take a look at the current energies. In your headspace, you have a bit of the Devil energy. Now, this could be the lust. This could be a bit of passion in the pants. That would not surprise me. This is that Capricorn energy that is a bit restrictive. You know, you might be feeling held back. I have a feeling it could be boundaries. You know, boundaries are the #1 topic, right, of my day. And I'm sure many of you struggle with this, where you have a hard time saying no, or, you know, you feel stuck because of obligations or even guilt. You know, maybe people make you feel guilty. And let's see what else we need to know about that. Yeah, see, this is my point, the Seven of Pentacles. Exactly. We had the Seven of Pentacles, now Seven of Pentacles again. And I said it earlier, you don't know what's going on underneath the surface. Look at these pentacles that are forming, and there is a shift happening. You just may not see it yet. It's coming. It's the unseen, right? Now, in your person's headspace, 10 of Pentacles. We got a lot of 10s. 10, 10. I feel like I've been seeing 10, 10 like nonstop all week. 10 of Pentacles is tangible fulfillment, having it all. You know, the family, the home, the pets, the finances, everything in order, you know? And let's see, what else do we need to know? The Eight of Swords, the illusion of mental entrapment. You know, there's this worry and anxiety that everything's going to work out. And of course things are going to work out. I never have a doubt in my mind about that. And I don't just say that for fluff. I say that because I'm an optimist and because I really do believe that. So much of it is our perspective. And, you know, making boundaries and going through life is never easy. Ever. I don't know one person that's ever said, I love making boundaries. I love making changes. But you know what? It brings us change that we need and a satisfaction of having gone through it. You know, I was reflecting on this last night about where I've been in the last, 10 years. It always comes up for me. And every few days or every week, I have a moment where I reflect on this particular topic, maybe because of the sessions that I do or the people that I talk to in all aspects of my life. But I would say that I'm so grateful for the experiences that I have had, even the hurts, even the difficult times, even the needing to make boundaries, which of course, never easy and takes what feels like a million years. But I would say that if everyone knew what was on the other side of that fear, they would make the move sooner, you know? But again, that's just hindsight. And you can't really understand it, I guess, until you've been through it. Now, in your heart space, let's see what we need to know. We have the Ace of Swords. There is clarity. There is truth. How many of you have had things come to light recently? Maybe in your heart you're having a recognition or a realization or an epiphany about where things are at for you. And it's either inspiring you or nudging you to make a move, pick up the pace a little bit, like we said, to leap forward. There's definitely romance in the air. You can feel it. There's an underlying tone of it. Don't make it the focus, but it's there. You don't have to doubt that it's there. And with that, we have the Seven of Cups. Wow, look at these sevens. 7, 7, 7. You know, here's the thing. The reason why this clarity is needed or this truth is needed is because there's a part of you, it's almost like there's two sides, right? It's a little bit of driving with your foot on the brake, as I always describe it, where, again, have you ever seen somebody driving on the highway and they're accelerating, obviously, because they're driving, and yet the brake light is on? I can never understand how that happens, because, if your foot's on the brake, shouldn't the car be braked? But anyways, I digress. The Seven of Cups means you have options. And I always want to remind you, you have quality options. You have decisions to make. And not making a decision is making a decision. So, there's a part of you that says, I want to stay on the fence. I don't want to make any moves. I don't want to take any risks. Because what if, what if I make a move or take a risk and I fail? What if people judge me? What if my person forgets me? What if I lose this or that? Well, you're going to sit in what ifs forever. And this is what I mean sometimes about what do you have to lose? At a certain point, you've got to do something, regardless, whatever it is, something. Something is better than nothing, because in order to spark new energy, you got to make a move. Okay, now Seven of Cups can also be illusion, and in the energy or astrology currently today, there's aspects of illusion. So I think some of you also may be kind of struggling with, am I seeing this clearly? Am I delulu? Like, does this even make sense? Can I have this? Can I really have this? Do they really love me, or is this really real? Can I really have this? And sometimes that's really just the emotional pain body trying to talk you out of something. And I'm a fan of Dr. Joe Dispenza, and the emotional pain body, when he talks about it, it makes so much sense. All these past traumas, triggers, and hurts, they stay in our body, and your brain tells you things, like, you're just like your mother, you're just like your father. What do you think you're doing? You think you can have this? Come on, you're right? And that's just self-talk that really isn't true, and you've got to ask yourself, where does that come from? What programming, what experiences led you to talk to yourself like that? That could be, unfortunately, your upbringing. Maybe your parents, spoke to you a certain way, or at school, or within your friend group, whatever. You got to recognize that those are old stories that don't exist anymore. And that's why we always need the new. That's why I say, are you in the old, are you in the new? So there is this driving with your foot on the brake. And again, which energy are you in? Are you going to sit there on the fence, or are you going to sit there in your truth and say, okay, this is what it is. Now I'm going to figure it out, and embark on that journey or that process and ride that wave and see where it takes you. Now, in your person's heart space, we have the Six of Swords, which is moving on to calmer waters and peace. And I do believe your person is finding their peace. It just takes time. And the Four of Pentacles, there is a bit of holding back right now. There is. I think what happens in these type of connections, whether you want to call it soulmate or twin flame or deep soul connections, is that, consistency is great if you have it. We're looking for consistency, but we are human, and there are times when we get a roadblock or we get a situation that pulls us backwards a little bit. I kind of feel like in this week's energy, and I haven't seen the after tarot, which we're going to look at in a minute, but I do have this feeling like the two of you, or maybe the two sides of you may be watching this for your own inner feminine and masculine energy. It depends on the person, obviously. But I do feel like there is a similar energy going on for both of you. Because if you were to look at these cards just generally right now, do you see in each pairing a bit of a contradiction or driving with your foot on the brake? Okay? Here you have restriction, held back, addiction, codependency. This is telling you, trust the process. Don't worry. This is saying you can have your tangible fulfillment. This is saying, oh, can I have this? Can I really have this? I'm in the illusion of mental entrapment. Because in the mirror, she's all tied up, and here she's not. She's stunningly beautiful, right? And doesn't even realize it. Here you have, well, I have decisions to make. I'm confused. I don't know. I don't know. And here it's like, no, I have the truth. I'm good. I'm getting it. And then here you have, well, I'm going to move on to calmer waters and peace. And then here it's like, yeah, I'm kind of, I don't know. It's like all or nothing, and being held back. So you can see that there is mirroring here. Very similar energies. Overall, we have Six of Pentacles, now 6, 6. A lot of repeating numbers here. Six of Pentacles, equal giving and receiving, and also an investment, right? And the Hermit, searching one's soul. You have to ask yourself, what does reciprocity mean to you? Like really, like what does balance and reciprocity mean to you internally and externally? What does it mean to you in your own personal growth and evolution? What does investment or balance mean to you? And then what does it mean in regards to a connection or a relationship? It's not necessary that everything has to be 50-50. It's not like that. But we like to see reciprocity. We like to see, us being taken care of or given to. It's important. Now, underlying energy, we have here the Three of Cups. Three of Cups is a card of celebration, and I've seen this card a lot lately, and it's beautiful. You might be going to a party, an event. This could be someone's birthday. This could be a proposal, engagement, wedding, whatever it is, and it's lovely. Look at the stars and look at the celebration. Sometimes, two's company, three's a crowd. If there's a third party or there's interference in any kind of way, friends, family, work, finances, you got to deal with it slowly but surely. You got to figure out a way. And there you go, King of Pentacles. Again, another repeating message. We're in it for the long haul. Do you want short-term pain? Long-term gain? Short-term gain, long-term pain. And I know exactly what you're looking for. And by the way, I just got a little peek at the bottom of the deck here, 3-3. This energy of the Three of Wands is saying, you might be sitting on the sidelines. And we talked about catch a wave. Well, there you go, catch a wave. You can't make it up. Right? Catch the wave to something better, an adventure. See where it takes you. You have no way of knowing until you get there. So let's see in the after tarot. Now this is the energies you may experience in the upcoming days, okay? So in your headspace, we have here the Five of Wands. You know what I like about this after tarot is that it kind of tells us what happens, well, after. And you might look at this Five of Wands and go, oh, the Five of Wands. Five of Wands is conflict. Five of Wands is like a tug of war. But guess what? There's no more battle here. We're putting down the wands here. It's like we're not going to be in this conflict anymore. We're not going to be in this internal conflict of should I, shouldn't I? Can I have this? Can I really have this? Why is this not happening quickly enough? Why is this not the way that I want it? Why? You got to get out of that energy. And look, I love this because we talked about the Nine of Swords over here. See what I mean about the mirroring of the energy? It's kind of like slaying the dragons here is how I view this card, even though I know this isn't a dragon, but it's kind of like the mindset of I'm going to slay the dragon. I'm going to get out of my head. I'm going to stop with this worry. I'm going to just remind myself I'm worth it. I'm good enough. I can have this. And that I just need to trust the process. Story of my life. If I had a nickel for every time I said trust the process or experienced it, I'd be very wealthy. I can't think of one line, honestly, that is better than trust the process. What is there? What is there? What else can we do in this world other than trust the process, as hard as that is? In your person's headspace in the upcoming days, we have the Chariot. I love this. Moving forward. Victory. Hand is on the heart. Being heart-centered. The longest journey is from the head to the heart, right? I haven't said that in a while. And there's the sun. See, I told you, here comes the sun. There's major progress. Look at the progress here. Putting down the wands here for the battle. Slaying the dragons. Moving forward towards victory. Here comes the sun. It's a yes card. In your heart space, the Nine of Cups. Feasting. Indulging. Manifesting. How beautiful. Oh, I mentioned the Three of Wands that I saw at the bottom of the deck in the Light Seers. And I said, you don't want to sit on the sidelines. This is telling you, ride that wave, catch that wave. This is basically now saying, you know, like, I'm not going to sit on the sidelines anymore. I'm going to have my harvest. I'm going to have my abundance. In your person's heart space, justice, equal giving and receiving and balance. I just asked you about the reciprocity, the investment. This is the minor version. This is the major version. Justice, equal giving and receiving and balance. You know, I haven't said this in a while, but look at the inversion of these numbers, the mirroring of this 9 and of this 11. 911 could even be an angel number you're seeing. And by the way, it's not emergency, you know, like we might think. We're receiving the abundance. We trusted the process. We had the Knight of Pentacles earlier that showed embarking on the journey, and now receiving the Pentacle that says, well done. Now the overall, Four of Wands, 1111, union, spiritual ascension. The offer, we talked about that offer earlier. That offer is coming in. Here it is, offer received even maybe. Underlying energy, Ace of Pentacles, there's that offer. Tangible new beginning, nourishment. No longer feeling left out in the cold. Packing those bags and saying, I'm out of here. I'm leaving the energy behind or the influence behind that holds me back. You know, misery loves company. Be mindful of the company you keep, the people you talk to, the people you hang around, the content you consume. All of that influences your energy. Therefore, if you are in negative energy, around negative people, you're being sucked into energy that pulls you backwards. Be careful of that. You know, I always like to describe myself as someone who does motivational tarot. Yes, I know that there are going to be days that are difficult and not everything is rainbows and butterflies. I get it. I do live in a lot of like realism. I'm very realistic in my daily life. I have a lot of logic. But at the same time, I'm an optimist. I'm wired to be that way. I do believe that everything's going to be okay. And because I believe that everything is going to be okay, it is okay. I know that if I got to make it or break it, I'm always going to make it. I don't ever give myself an option to not make it. And that's why I love what I do. I'm not going to let you ever give up. I'm not going to let you fall. I will always give you that optimism and that real talk to make sure you get to your highest potential. It's important to me, and I hope that it's important for you too. Now, I'm going to take a couple cards here just to sort of close things out. Let's see what you need to know on your side here. The answers you need are coming. They really are. You have no idea. That truth, those answers will come when you least expect it. And look, prosperity lies ahead. Interesting. New moon in Taurus. We are in Taurus season. That new moon is really significant. I really hope this resonates with you. As always, I appreciate your kindness, you know, your likes, your comments, your subscribes. It really means the world to me. If you'd like to do a personal reading with me, the link is in my bio. Again, thank you very much, and I wish you an amazing day.